Hi, I'm Patty Cubstead. I'm one of the coordinators for the Summer English Outreach this year that is held at two different locations. Our locations this year will be at Temple Baptist Church, located at 235 Harpersville Road. Our second location will be Warwick Memorial United Methodist Church. That is at 38 Hoops Road in Newport News. These churches are located very near some communities that might have some transportation issues, and we're very thankful for these host churches to be the site for our summer English outreach this year. Our host locations have been very generous, and we want to do our best to take care of the facilities. That means leaving the facilities in a better condition than when we find them. Please help your site coordinator with cleanup procedures, especially if you are serving on Thursdays. We wouldn't be able to do a program like this without you, our faithful volunteers. You guys will come in and love and serve and equip our students with English and life skills that they desperately need to succeed with life in America. All volunteers will need to fill out an application with references, an emergency contact, and some background check information. Please do this prior to your first day online, or bring a paper copy filled out to your first day serving. You will be emailed this form both digitally as well as a link to fill it out in an online way. All data on these forms is encrypted, and all forms will be destroyed at the end of the program. Please know that your privacy and the safety of your digital information is of utmost importance to us. You as a volunteer will help lead classroom discussions and move through the classroom curriculum. There is no requirement for a teaching certificate or a teaching degree to be able to teach in the summer outreach program. However, we do require that you are proficient in English. We will, whenever possible, have two teachers in the classroom, so that way you guys can divide up the activities and lead different things that morning. This will both give variety to our students as well as make it be a reasonable amount of effort for each of you. We will try to take room requests and put you in the class that you request. However, please be flexible. Some mornings will not go as planned, especially with this many volunteers and this many students.
My name is Melissa Curtis, and I am going to be one of the site coordinators this year, and I look forward to meeting you and working with you. So in our program this year, we're going to be using CASAS. It is a testing system. It's called the Comprehensive Adult Student Assessment Systems, and what this does is give us an idea of where the student's English level is. We're only going to test them on their reading and their listening skills. When the students first come to us, they're going to take two tests. They're going to take an appraisal or a locator test. It's going to be one reading and one listening. On the second day, they are going to take a pre-test. Again, two pre-tests. One reading pre-test and one listening pre-test. After the student has attended at least 40 hours of instructions, we need to give them a post-test. Again, they will have a post-test in reading and listening. And it is very important, we need your help, that the students tell us before they leave. So if a student says that they are leaving or going back to their country next week or in 2 days, please let your site coordinator know that the student is going to be leaving the program so that we may post-test them before they leave. You will have a roster of your students. Please, every day, take attendance as early as possible and turn it into your site coordinator. In the unlikely event that there is bad weather or inclement weather, we will make a posting through Newport News Schools, but most importantly, you will be made aware either by email, or we will also post on the building if school is closed.
After our pre-testing is complete, we will move on to classroom instruction. We will provide you with a curriculum. This curriculum is rigorous. It's meant to advance the students in reading, writing, speaking, and listening. This curriculum will have more activities than you can possibly do in the 3 hours. This is to give you, the teacher, the freedom to skip over things that are uninteresting to you and the students and linger over things that you find very interesting. Please look over the curriculum links in the emails that are sent to you the week prior to your teaching. If you are filling in last minute, an old link will have the entire 6 weeks of curriculum on it. Each lesson is meant to be facilitated. That means that you are not standing up in front of the class lecturing, but you are facilitating a conversation where the students can actively participate in the lessons. They will become experts at the flow of what a class looks like. You will have a main lesson. Usually that begins at 10 o'clock. This main lesson will be the meat of the lesson. Each week is themed. Maybe it will be community, maybe it will be medical, maybe it will be emergency preparedness. Please allow for the students to ask questions. When you are reading, a good rule of thumb is to read through the curriculum and then ask them what vocabulary was new for them. Please use media and other devices to adequately define these words before moving on to the worksheet or other parts of the lesson. These conversations are going to be rich, and I know you're going to learn all about the world around us. It is okay to leave curriculum unfinished. You do not have to do every activity that is pre-planned for you. Please do not work ahead in your notebook, but you may always go backwards and review old material or finish a worksheet that a previous teacher left undone. But please do not work ahead. In addition, you will have a binder that has some additional activities, conversations, and worksheets for you to do if there is extra time. Please take advantage of this extra material and have fun with the students and have fun with the class. If you would like additional instruction on teaching, we have a link enclosed in this email with additional volunteer teacher training. This is a great 9-page document that will give you some more details on how to have some best practices in the classroom to increase the students' English, to have a rigorous instruction, and to have a lot of fun in the classroom. It is very important that our students get a full 3 hours of instruction time every day. So please use this extra time to do extra activities and don't release the students early. If for some reason you have to leave as the volunteer, please let your site coordinator know, and they will help your students to do activities all the way up until 12:30 when we finish. There is a section in the curriculum that is marked notes. This is a great way to leave notes for other teachers. You can leave notes about unfinished activities or things that you really liked. Your site coordinator and other teachers will have access to these notes. They are located in the Teacher Instruction Handbook.
We would like you guys to start using the XPRIZE apps. XPRIZE apps can be downloaded on cell phones. These can be used in the classroom and used as homework throughout the program. These apps are used, they're free, and they're for the students. They're a nationwide grant program to advance technology available to English learners. Don't worry, your site coordinator will help you and the students. The students will download them as well as the teachers. We will help you and guide you through this program. With the XPRIZE app, we would like the students to at least log in and use the app 3 times during our program. At your site, for the next 6 weeks, we will also have community partners coming in to doing special lessons. This can range from the police department to the fire department to medical personnel. These community partners will come in and do a short lesson. Your site coordinator will let you know when and where these are happening and the time that your students should be going into those special lessons. Please join in with your students, ask questions, help our students to ask questions as well and to participate and listen very well.
The schedule each day will start at 9 a.m., where at your location you will have a brief team meeting with your site coordinator. Either Melissa or I will lead that meeting and will help orient you to anything special about that day. Please start your opening activity promptly at 9:30 a.m. This way, students, as they arrive, can join in. At 11:15, we will take a short break. Please help your students be timely and only take about a 15-minute break. A good way to do this is just to start the next activity at 11:30. If we have a special speaker that morning, you will either be in the group that meets before break or the group that meets after break with this special community partner. We want our lessons to go all the way up until 12:30. That means that you don't want to start cleanup much before 12:25 or 12:20. This way the students get a full 3 hours of instruction. Please engage your students in the cleanup process. Every day we need to make sure that garbages are emptied, that material is put away, and that sites are cleaned up. On Thursdays, you have a special cleanup where you will have to take your bin and all materials out of the classroom and put them in a special storage area. Please see your site coordinator for exactly how to do this. And again, please engage your students. Community service, as you know, is a big part of American culture, and they can help out by helping clean up the classroom. Childcare is offered on site for both volunteers and students. This childcare is run by volunteers. Now, if childcare isn't fully staffed for that day, one of the things we ask of our students is to volunteer in childcare for half of the lesson. So that means that some students will miss the first half and some students will miss the second half. If this is required on a day that you are volunteering, please help our students understand that this is a vital part of American culture to volunteer. Please also help your site coordinator to get volunteers if this ever happens. Another way to help would be to keep the time well. In your lessons, keeping breaks well will help facilitate the volunteers only having to serve half the time.
Please respect all students of all races, religions, and creeds. So please be respectful of your students and be on time, be courteous, try to avoid sensitive topics or things that are disrespectful. No. Please try to avoid arguments or getting into arguments. And if you have any problems or questions, please talk to your site coordinator. Final note, I know it is the summertime, but please, all volunteers need to dress modestly and dress appropriately for the classroom. If any injury occurs, please go directly to the site coordinator where there will be an accident form to be filled out. In the event of a severe emergency, please just call 911 and then tell your site coordinator.
Please help us by keeping our class rules. Number 1, speak English. Please encourage our students to speak English the whole morning. The one exception to this is sometimes when our community partners come, we may have a translator because the information is so important for our students to learn. But most times, we're just going to speak English. That's why you, as a volunteer, do not have to speak a second language in order to be here. Number 2, help our students to ask lots of questions. Number 3, it's okay to make mistakes. Please don't shame or make anyone feel bad for making a mistake. And actually, admit your own mistakes when you make them. Number 4, listen to the other classmates. Please let everybody take your turn. Of course, we all know that there will be students who love to give the answers, but really call on everyone in class and give them a turn to speak and listen. Number 5, listen to your teachers. If you have any trouble with this, please see your site coordinator and we will help with your classroom. Number 6, arrive on time for class. Students need to arrive right there at 9:30. So if you start your first activity right at 9:30, that will encourage them to be on time. Number 7, do your homework every weekend. Their homework is going to be their X Prize apps. Our students love English apps, so encourage them, and if you are volunteering on Monday, ask them how it went. Number 8, the books will stay in the classroom. So each student will have their own student workbook but please collect them each day. If a student is exiting our program, they are allowed to take their book with them, but we don't want to do that the first few weeks. Number 9, no cell phones in class except for using the X Prize apps. If a student needs to text or make a phone call, please have them do it on break or have them step out of the classroom. Number 10, our facilities are smoke-free. There is no smoking or e-cigarettes anywhere on the campuses. Please remind our students of this to keep our students and our facilities safe and clean. Number 11, if you cannot come to class, please let us know. Your site coordinator is regularly in contact with all of the students, so please have them let the site coordinator know if their schedule changes and they can't make it to class. And number 12, help clean up after class. Encourage your students to be great volunteers by having them do the chores that are needed to clean up at the end of the day, especially if you are volunteering on a Thursday when we need to clean up the whole facility and have it ready for the churches to have Sunday services. We are so excited for this program, and we can't thank you enough for volunteering. Please contact us by email or text if you have any questions or if you're going to be late that day.
Thank you so much. We look forward to it.